On a scorching July day in 1187, the hills of Galilee became the stage for one of the most decisive battles of the medieval age. The Battle of Hattin shattered the Crusader army of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, leading to the capture of its king, the loss of the true cross, and the fall of Jerusalem itself. To understand this disaster, we must look at the fragile politics of the Latin East. The Kingdom of Jerusalem was a patchwork of settlers, local Christians, and military orders like the Templars and Hospitallers. Factional disputes weakened its unity, and reckless leaders often inflamed tensions with the Muslim world. One man in particular, Reynald of Chatillon, earned infamy for attacking caravans and violating truces. To Muslims, he was a criminal. To many Latins, a liability. His actions gave Saladin, the Kurdish Ayyubid Sultan, the justification to wage a campaign that aimed not just at raiding, but at breaking the Crusader Kingdom once and for all. Saladin had spent years uniting Egypt and Syria under his command, combining diplomacy with military skill. By 1187, he was ready to strike. When his forces moved toward Tiberias, the Crusaders gathered in council. Some urged caution, but King Guy of Lusignan, pressured by pride and by men like Reynald, decided to march inland and confront Saladin directly. The army that left Sepphoris was the largest the kingdom could muster, perhaps 15,000 men, including knights, infantry, and the elite Templars and Hospitallers. Their banners and crosses made a proud sight, but the decision to march through the blazing heat of Galilee was a fatal mistake. Saladin's strategy was simple but devastating. Deny the enemy water and wear them down. His cavalry shadowed the Crusader column, cutting off scouts and seizing springs. Fires were lit to choke the air with smoke and to confuse the marching army. Under the July sun, knights in heavy armor began to collapse. Horses stumbled. Thirst gnawed at every man. By the time the Crusaders reached the plateau near the Horns of Hattin, they were exhausted and surrounded. That night, they camped without proper access to water. Morale was low, yet some still hoped a dawn attack could break through Saladin's lines. At sunrise, the Muslim army closed in. Clouds of arrows rained down as the Crusaders tried to advance. The Templars and Hospitallers led desperate charges, but Saladin's horse archers wheeled and encircled them. Every attempt to reach water was repelled. The heat, the smoke, and the endless skirmishes tore the Latin army apart. The last stand came around the True Cross, carried by the clergy into battle. Knights fought fiercely to defend it, but one by one the banners fell. King Guy was captured. Reynald of Chatillon was brought before Saladin, who personally executed him for his crimes. The True Cross itself was taken as a trophy and symbol of victory. The battlefield was a scene of ruin. Thousands were dead and many others taken captive. Saladin spared some nobles for ransom, but ordered the execution of captured Templars and Hospitallers, whose reputation for cruelty had long enraged his followers. The consequences were catastrophic for the Latin East. With its field army destroyed, the Kingdom of Jerusalem lay exposed. One fortress after another surrendered as Saladin advanced. By October, Jerusalem itself fell, shocking Christendom and igniting the call for the Third Crusade. The lesson of Hattin was clear. Pride and poor strategy had led the Crusaders into a trap, while Saladin's patience and mastery of logistics had secured him one of the greatest victories of the medieval world. The Horns of Hattin stand today as a reminder of how heat, thirst, and discipline can decide the fate of nations. For the Crusaders, it was a day of ruin. For Saladin, it was a triumph that echoed across the centuries. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment.